So first of all, let's just differentiate between surgical management of obesity and diet-related intervention. Even though for many people we fall under the same banner of weight loss, they're really, really different sectors. I think the first thing I'd like to say is it's devastating to see any major company or any company that has a vision, a focus and a mission to help people fail at anything. And I think for so many years, Jenny Craig has been such a big brand, so well known across the weight loss industry for being a successful diet solution for so many people. So yeah, devastating to see that that's been an outcome for them. I absolutely don't think that people are giving up on weight loss at all, but I think there's been a paradigm shift in terms of what people are actually looking for. And when we're thinking about weight loss, what are our goals and our intentions? Well, first and foremost, it's actually all about health. Really good preventative health, managing medical comorbid conditions, ensuring that we're setting ourselves up to be healthy, fit and well, and able to live functional lifestyles and do all the things that we want to do. Have great quality of life, but also great health. And I think this whole concept of diet mentality has changed. We don't want to be stuck with focusing on numbers on scales. That has definitely moved. And I think one of the major focus points of this diet kind of program solution has always been about numbers on scales. We don't want to focus on the numbers on scales. We want to focus on outcomes, results, longevity, durability of weight loss. So no, people are not over the whole big solution around weight loss, but it's more about what is going to give me a lifelong outcome and what is going to get me off that whole roller coaster ride of consistently going on another diet. And what I think you'll find is that so many people who've been on Jenny Craig have also been on a plethora of other diet solutions. They've tried everything. And so it's so fascinating because I'll see people who come to us over many years declare all of the diets that they've tried before they consider a more permanent surgical weight loss solution. And I wish they wouldn't. I wish people wouldn't set themselves up for that continuous cycle of failure with dieting, but think about what will actually give me a better outcome. So people might have tried the pineapple diet, the Pritikin diet, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, keto diet. There's just so many different things out there that I think we've confused the population in general around what does healthy eating look like and what is normal behavior. So it's really made life difficult to choose what am I going to do next. So typically people, when they come to us, they've tried so many things, and that cycle of weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, the whole yo-yo, it gets tiring, it's exhausting. And yeah, definitely the focal point around goals, objectives, outcomes when we're looking at weight management, I think it's a really very different space now than perhaps where Jenny Craig might have been directing their outcomes and how they were managing people for such a long time. So yeah, no longer wanting to really be focused on numbers on scales. Body positivity, big conversation out there in terms of what's acceptable, and not normalizing that it's okay to be excessively overweight, but our opinions, our judgment, our viewpoints around health and well-being, that's definitely a very different conversation that we're having these days, I think. I think one of the most significant outcomes of weight loss surgical intervention is actually getting rid of that whole diet mentality. It's almost like lifting a weight off your shoulders. It's so interesting to see that all of a sudden you don't actually have to think about it anymore. With every kilo that people lose, they don't have to think about, oh my gosh, I'm going to actually regain that down the track. That it's not permanent. It's a very different mindset. Everything's different. That transformation is massive. I think it's also really important in the whole big weight loss equation when it comes to surgically managing patients is the role of a psychologist on our team, for example, would be to really understand the triggers that are important to work on for patients. So whether or not you're an emotional eater, a comfort eater, a boredom eater, a stress eater, or all of those things all at once sometimes, and building better strategies for the future. So future-proofing our population against weight regain is also super important, and it's a much bigger conversation to have than just about how many kilos do I need to lose, because that's not what we're about. It's about way beyond the 12-month mark of how many kilos you lose, but where are you going to be 5, 10 and 30 years from now? So there's a lot of change management in the whole journey, especially in that first 12 months it takes place. So I think for many people, they're questioning maybe their investment, that they've spent a lot of money over a lot of years to stay engaged to a process that maybe isn't giving them permanency of results. So questioning, what does that actually look like and why isn't this working for me? And it's not that it's not just working for you, it's not working for a lot of people. And we need people to understand that they haven't failed, number one, because it's not about you, it's actually never going to work. We know that diet and exercise programs for so many people are not the answer. And looking beyond that to reach for something that is going to finally be that cycle breaker and give them something that will be permanent and sustainable. I'd definitely like to open the door to have conversations with anyone who feels that they're stuck in a diet mentality, they can't get off that roller coaster ride of continuously looking for the next best diet every Monday morning. It's typically on a Monday that people will start a new diet, and moving away from that, I think it's incredibly liberating. So finding the right solution to help people so that they never have to stay or feel stuck on that diet kind of ride for the rest of their lives. I'd love to be able to help anyone who feels that that's their story. I think the most important thing to understand here is that we need to actually change that mentality around people feeling as though they've failed the diet kind of roller coaster. And that's something that I'd love to see. We can impact that whole thought process around it's not your fault, and helping people to find the best solution for them. And it's not a one size fits all. Every single person is different. Your medical status is different. Your family background and family history of medical concerns, for example, could be different. Your geographic location, so many different things that come into consideration when we are looking at what is going to be right for each individual, and make it really individualized and personalized and target your specific individual needs and problems rather than think about a blanket solution for everybody, because that's just not reality.